Let's go ahead now and talk to Kaleo, I believe, or Kalo from Hawaii. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello, Alex. Hello,
Welcome.
Alex.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, I want you to know that you've been a great blessing for us here in Hawaii. And indirectly, you've also been a very blessing for the Hawaiian sovereignty movement, because the Hawaiian sovereignty movement we've been fighting the New World Order since 1893, since the overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom by British and American businessmen. So
they came and just killed your leaders and took over.
Pretty much, they actually overthrew our monarchy with gunboat diplomacy, and actually America was supposed to be the protected, with over 26 treaties with America as well as all the other European nations of the world. And actually the Kingdom of Hawaii has a third seat in the United Nations. It's never been seated since the League of Nations. But make a long story short, you and your DVDs and what you've been doing for us here in Hawaii, as well as American Hawaiians, have been very, very, very important, because we got some of your shirts when Obama was here. We had the Joker shirts, and we kind of hid them underneath all of our shirts. And as he was pulling into his complex, he was smiling, and we opened up the shirts, and he saw it, and you could see his face just dropped. You could tell he was really he was a little rattled by it.
Yeah, this is somebody who can't run a scam on. And stay there, because I want you to be able to continue to comment. But Red, look how fast the hoax of Obama has imploded. This is really shaking the system up.
Absolutely. In some respects, Obama's the best thing that's happened to our country in a long while.
From Hawaii, anything else, sir?
Yeah.
Is it Kaleo? How do I pronounce your name? Kaleo?
It's Kaleo.
Okay, great. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so, and when he saw it, now this is his home state, so, seeing that people in his home state are hip to the deception and the lie of the New World Order, and we realize that he's a puppet, I think it had a little rattling effect on him, because I think he comes to Hawaii to try to get away from all of that. And when he comes back here and he's confronted with that same reality, it's almost a look in the mirror,
Oh, it's very important just to let the globalists know that we're aware of them and don't like them, because they get off on the fact that they're conning us.
Right, that's absolutely right. But I just want you to know, I was turned on. We have a radio station here. I'd really love to get your radio station streamed in here. And we've been working a lot of productions through local TV, actually public TV. A lot of your programs we've been airing on what they call Olelo, which is the speak or talk television. And a friend of mine has a producer, and he's been airing a lot of your stuff.
Well, tell him I said thank him. What's the radio station?
It's called Olelo. It's Channel C. It's a TV station. We've been airing your DVDs on that. And
got it. You're awesome. God bless you. Big news blitz coming up in the next hour. Red Beckman is our guest. I saw a story last week where Walgreens wouldn't develop photos of a man's gun collection for his insurance. You're supposed to take photos of your stereo, computer, stuff like that, guns. Just the image of a gun is now evil. With all the violence on TV, video games, police, that's all okay. But citizens with guns, or the image of guns, they're trying to make it so taboo, but it's not working. This is New York Daily News. Laura Timoni fumes after her son, Patrick, 9, his dad's a cop, is busted for bringing a 2-inch long toy gun, a plastic G.I. Joe gun for the G.I. Joe figure. And they're talking about kicking him out of school, arresting him, all this stuff. But the good news is people aren't buying into this mind control, just like they've demonized the militia. Red Beckman, you wrote Why the Militia. Explain to people what the militia really is.
Is the people being armed and able to defend themselves from an oppressive government. I was just looking through the book here, and I had a comment, why the militia? And I said, for the same reasons we had in 1775, You remember the history of how the British general in Boston ordered the troops to go out to Lexington and confiscate the powder and the shot that the Patriots were collecting, anticipating a war or a revolution, whatever. And there's where the shot was fired, heard around the world. The same reasons. We've got the same reasons today that we had then. And I'll tell you, if you haven't gotten yourself armed, my advice to you is do it and be part of this tremendous operation that we've got going in this country to restore our lawful government. And this détente, if they hit us, we're going to be equipped to hit them back. And we're going to hit them back a lot harder than they hit us. So they better not be playing games with their false flags and all of that, because they don't know when they're going to go just a little too far and trigger this reaction like we had in Concord Square back there in April 19th of 1775.
And clearly that spirit is there, because there's a lot of people that have a sense of desperation. They're sick of it, and they are ready. And I'm telling the establishment that, you know, they see the 17 million guns that have been sold in the last 14 months. I'm telling you, we're trying to restrain the population, but there are a lot of people, especially a lot of people above 50, veterans, who just want to go ahead and fight.
Go ahead. But the book, Why the Militia, explains how we can avoid having to go to that kind of effort to restore lawful government. It brings out very strong the grand jury and the petit jury, the trial jury, and how they are to function. It talks about the Federal Reserve Bank. And by the way, when have you heard anybody talking about what happens to the Federal Reserve if we could abolish the Federal Reserve, and if the assets of the Federal Reserve was restored to the Treasury of the United States?
Stop right there, Red. I'm going to twist your arm for 5 more because you brought that up. I want you to be able to flesh that out, because remember what just happened in Iceland. They were telling the country they owed 5 times their entire wealth to the Bank of England and the Federal Reserve when they had run the scam on record to rob them. And when the public finally said no, the banks went, oh, look, we actually have the assets to pay this off. Stay there.